In this video, you're going to see a trade I took a week ago that made me over $4,700 in a little less than 15 minutes. The video will show the entry, the exit, and exactly how I found this setup. If you like this video, click the link below to see me trade live up to 9 times a week. Enjoy the clip.
All right, team, 30 seconds. We do need a pretty good push down to get into this. I don't think that's going to happen now, but I'm not in the business of thinking. What a beautiful, beautiful confirmation of support, though. We might be moving into calls. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm using the 1 minute to see if we take a higher high,
Hmm.
which is we've actually bounced off of it. So 637.80 on the 1 minute. Watch it fight for
Hmm.
that. If we get above it, my sentiment is switching. But
Same.
again, not in the business of thinking. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I
I
mean, it's true, right? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that's what blows your accounts is when you think you know what it's going to do. Like, let's face it, we're not fortune tellers. We read live price action, use key levels, and take high quality setups. Like, we've all messed that up. Like, if you're a profitable trader, you at one point thought you were a fortune teller and could guess what it was going to do. But just be honest with yourself for a second. If you actually could predict that and you were that smart of a psychic and a genius, you'd already be a billionaire and you'd have never signed up for options trading.
Yeah. So technically this structure is still bearish on the 1 minute until we get a body close above 637.80. Do people see that? Because we have not taken higher highs yet. That was a really crazy swing down, or I'm sorry, push back up. But look at we've maintained lower highs this whole way. And if you follow that trend, we it looks like it could push for lower lows. And now it's looking a little wonky, right? It's probably just that reaction off of that key level still.
If we are to take puts below this, I think that 637.81 is our first line in defense.
Really quick but indecisive. Which is quick is what we like, but we like decisive in the direction, right? Ideally, right at the close of the candle, right?
All right, team, when we get down to about a minute, maybe 45 seconds, I'll pick contracts. As of right now, I'm looking back at the 637s, but it's all relative to how deep this goes into our entry. Ooh, another big push down, huh?
A lot of strong reactions down here.
Hmm. All right, team, I'm going to stick with it. Stick with those 637 contracts. 10 seconds, team. Let's be at the ready here. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, and buying here. And filled at 169, team. Stop loss is going to be in at 151, team. All right, team, almost back to break even here. Let's see if we get that heavy push down that we're looking for.
Man, if we can take Asia highs, we could move quickly here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
See if we get back down there. So where I see it potentially getting a lot of speed if it clears 637.45 here. So
All right, team, taking my stop loss off now. I'm taking half there at 180.
let's see if we can use that. The next area that if we can clear is 637.21, and then it could really rip.
Stops at break even. Team, I took them off a little sooner than I wanted to, only because it was reacting to these wicks here, and just not going to be greedy with that. Hope that makes sense for you all. Let's get that giant push down that we want. Come on. Make up the rest on the back end. Still alive for the moment. Interesting place to teeter at. You still in it, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing held up really well through that. And stopped at break even. That's unfortunate, but a nice little move. Ryan, some of y'all might still be alive in this.
I didn't get stopped,
Oh, nice.
but I might right here. There, I got stopped.
Yeah.
So I'd actually give the 1 minute chart the assist on that one. Um, and that's because we did push down further than I would have preferred, obviously, because we closed really close to Asia high. But we had those descending lower highs, and Jerry called it out. Each time we created those lower highs, we had a lower level of defense against a retracement. And we got it, right? It looked like it was going to retrace back up right on that very first 1 minute candle. And we held those lower highs, continued to even lower highs to push down through Asia high. Now a follow through would have been incredible because I had our long drawn liquidity all the way down at 630, 690, which would have been Asia low or even lower. And that would have likely been a very fast move. And so without that descending structure on the 1 minute, I may have stayed away just because of where that candle closed. Close up about where if it had cleared those wicks, like right around, let's say 637.59 and made that move, that would have been easily more, more than 10% in the first half, maybe even a third quarter. So that's the 1 minute and how it can add a little bit. Now, don't overemphasize what the 1 minute can do, but that's how I use it. And that actually was good timing because that's actually what gave me just a little bit more conviction to take it because of where that candle closed. Does that make sense, Jerry?
That makes really good sense. Yeah, I was literally just waiting for that firm candle that we've been waiting for. There were so many touches in confirmation of that levels.
Yeah.
Timmy asked a really good question. Are you guys ever concerned that there's too many touches like this? They're setting a trap. I mean, I think it's a great question and a good observation, Timmy. I'm not worried about it. I'm fine with taking a trade on a clearly defined level of 2 touches and clearly defined of 20 touches, whatever makes sense. I think the whole thing is for me is just consistency of repeating the same thing.
I would have been more concerned about the touches at Asia high than the touches at our key
Mhm.
level. The touches at key level, I love. Come on, this could.
Yeah, team, I'm going to look for a re-entry here. I'm going to go in half size. Actually, I'm going to go in quarter size of what I just was. So if we re-enter here, just to let you know, I'm going to try to keep that little bit of green that we made.
There's that fast move.
That's what it was supposed to do in that trade. That's what was supposed to happen in the first
Watch
hand.
this. Watch this, Jerry. See if you get it.
Hmm.
If we clear 637.21, watch it potentially get speed again. No, come on. The contracts
55 seconds, team.
they actually
Go
didn't
ahead,
move.
Ryan.
The contracts didn't actually move as much as I thought they would.
No, I'm not sure why. It's the lowest it's been, and those contracts didn't even hit the 180 that they did last time.
That's crazy.
Weird. However, they were like, well, the candle was well above our entry point too, and we didn't get stopped out for a while too. So there's that
Yep.
weird, it works in your favor and works against you as well.
There's that tap. Watch this.
Yeah. All right, team, 30 seconds. Be at the ready here for re-entry. Going in at 1/3 size. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and buying here. And filled at 183. Stop is in at 162. All right, team, if we get to about 190, I'll take my stop loss off. Mm. All right, team, let's see if we get this push down that we're after. Contracts are holding up incredibly well. All right, team, we get to about 190 or so, 188, 190. I'll take my stop off, and I'm going to look to get rid of positions of anything plus 192 to one, ideally 196, 198 if we can move quickly there. Let's see if that happens for us. Mm. All right, team, stop loss is coming off. Stop is off. I tried to take half off there at 190 and I did not get filled. Let's see if we
Okay.
get it again.
Um,
I'm going to look to get half off anything plus 190 just to let you all know if that happens for us again. We come back up to break even, I'll put my stop back on. All right, team, stop loss is going back on. All right, team, stop is going to come back off of anything plus that 185, 186. And wait a little bit. It's above that now. Just want a little bit of speed for this. Didn't be patient here. It hasn't violated any rules. All right, stop loss is off, team. Let's go, SPY. Give us that flush. Take out that other wick and run. There's 189, team. Just a little bit more. Just a couple bucks. Did you get filled at that 190, Ryan?
Nope, I'm waiting just a little bit longer here.
Same.
There's
And there's
one.
190 again.
I
I'm
got
gonna
it filled
take.
one.
I'm getting half there at 193, team.
Nice.
Taking another quarter at $2 if it allows that to happen. Stops at break even, guys.
Beautiful. Wait, great patience, Jerry.
Thank you, man. I'm going to try to make up some more on the back end of this team just because we can. I'm not going to be greedy. We've already had 2 partial trades, so let's just see if we can't get a full percentages here and balance our equation.
We got a mile down if we can clear 636.90.
There's $2, team, and that would be the proper 10%. So I'm going to take a quarter there at 203, team. Got filled at 204 with my market. That's nice. Stop losses in at 195. Stop loss to $2.
Get going.
Stop to 205.
Let's go.
Trying to get us the most out of this trade, team.
One more push. Come on.
Don't tap us.
Yes. Go. Go.
Oh, yes, team. Stop loss to 210. Stop loss to 210. This might get us here, team. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do my best to stay in this force. And stopped at 210. Man, that's too bad.
Oh, that's how you do it, Jerry. I mean, yeah. And what else can you expect?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to load up the bank account for the team, man. I wanted to get out of those at 230, but I'll take what we get with that, right?
I love the patience there. You didn't
Thank you, man.
hesitate. You didn't, I know you were looking to potentially sell at 190 the first time, which um I like. The second time you read the charts and the price action and you were able to be ever so slightly more patient to wait for that 194. And that seems like not that much, but it just sets you up better to get in the right position for trailers too. And yeah, that was well done, man. Fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
This
Appreciate it.
this move in that first candle would have been freaking
Well,
phenomenal.
that's that would have been really incredible, right? But
And if we could have stayed in, um, I don't know, I think you read just a really nice combination of underlying support, how contracts are moving. It's ballsy to take that second trade, with how big that move had gone down. I loved where it closed. It was absolutely a perfect close because I think it really helped closing below 637.21, which is that second kind of Asia low. And then it used that level to push down, and then we had all the way through Asia low down to, you know, potentially all the way down to that last swing low right at the close of the market yesterday. So
Yeah, that was a beauty. That's a good trade. How'd you guys do on that? Just out of curiosity. I'm way behind on questions team, so I apologize on that.
there was a lot to
I'm gonna
follow.
s- I'm gonna circle up into some questions real quick. And Lou, how do I decide what contracts to buy? Lou, I look for the contracts between 130 and 170 with the highest delta, and then sometimes I'll prioritize the more expensive contracts because they give us a little bit more room on retracements and they tend to be a little bit more durable. However, the flip side to that is unless you have a lot of speed, they don't necessarily flow as fast for you on the right side when it goes in your favor. But Brandon Smith, you're new here. You've been watching a bunch and paper trading. When you guys say filled at 169 and stop at 151 and then taking off, you don't fully understand that. Brandon, just keep paying attention to what we're doing, man. So we're taking half off as the Greystone risk management is you take half off at 8 to 12%. You take a quarter of your positions off at 12 to 15%, and then you take the rest of your positions off at 17% plus. I sometimes I'll take positions off a little sooner than what we have to, depending on where we're at for the day, the week, and also of what price action's allowing us to do, if that makes sense, Brandon. And then more importantly, what I'm looking for on that on the big picture is to equal out with my runners to equal out 20%, 18 to 20% trades, which when we get those runners, they're a lot of fun and you guys can see what they're doing. Jerry, you never got your first quarter off at 7% and you never got out at the 5%. So still in it. Jerry, there's nothing wrong with that. You should have probably made more money than what we all did if you stayed in that one, man. So good stuff. Ray, I always give the warnings ahead of time if I plan on taking profits sooner, my man. And if I'm not, I'm doing my best to, buddy. Kyle, 10% on that. Good deal. What a move. That was a great move. I agree. I'm not sure if you typed that in, Ryan, or if someone else did on the Greystone premium
Which
chat.
one?
Someone just said, what a move. Someone typed that in. I'm not sure if that was you, possibly Andy.
In what?
In the Greystone premium chat. It just came through to ours, so I'm assuming that was Andy.
I don't see it.
Team, just for fun, I am not going to take this at the moment. We're coming up at 11 o'clock, so we're at the end of this session, but I'm going to stay on for just a moment with you guys, unless y'all got somewhere to be, which is completely fine. If you do and you don't want to hang out for a little bit, I'm not going to stay on much longer, but I'm going to mark this candle's top of the wick here. And I'm going to wait a candle or two to see if we can't look for a reversal in consolidation and bearish structure for a ride back up, because there is a pile of liquidity sitting between the aftermarket high at 637.45 and this big flush down that we just had. I did move support down, not taking more puts yet for a re-entry at 636.72. But I want to see how 636.85 responds for a little bit. This is more so for teaching purposes and not necessarily another trade. So Marlon, that was a good one. Raymond, you able to stay in the first trade the entire time. Well done, man. Holy smokes. Kyle, that was an amazing one. I like that. Drew crushed it too, man. Keith, you're calling me Jerry Buffett from now on. That's pretty funny. If I had that guy's bank account, I would happily take that in stride, my man, but one can have future goals. What are you seeing, Ryan? You seeing something I'm not?
I mean, I'm not going to take entry on it, but this would be the 1 minute scalp move here.
Mhm.
You'd have to get a close above 636.90.
It's interesting that you're saying 636.90. I like 636.85, but I really watched it just react like 6 times enter candle to 636.92, which was the previous day close candle. So always fascinating to watch those levels respond, like in the way you see them and the way I see them, from like the 5 minute and yesterday's levels to current 1 minute price action.
Yeah, I was watching. You can see on the Asia market support form there, and then we had a really clear intra candle reaction to it on the way down, and then on the 1 minute it reacted again. Um, but that this actually pushed up maybe a little further too quickly to love this as a reversal.
I don't think this is a reversal. I think we're in retracement right now. I think it's
Correct.
just grabbing some liquidity. That's just
Correct.
me reading the charts doesn't make me right.
Oh, absolutely. So the 5 minute chart is retracing. The 1 minute chart is starting to tell a story that it wants to reverse, but it would have been like more of a scalp than a true reversal, which I've done before. But again, it's a very assertive entry, and I would only do it trying to catch a really potentially huge move, which this is not. This is even though that felt like a massive move, it's not. It was like that red candle was like maybe less than $1 move, and for it to come back up, it really would have to take more than that last candle, which is wishful thinking at best.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a retracement on the 5 minute chart, clearly.
Team. Um, I marked 636.72. I slightly modified that in real time. We have this giant wick up to the top side that came from 636.72, marking all the way up to 637. Let's see, 637.01. 2 minutes to go. This is a very heavy candle. I'm gonna look for more puts. If you guys want to stay on with me and take one more, I'm going to go very size small. No way we're giving a lot of money back. If you guys don't want to take any more trades because you are green on the week and hit your profit targets, please don't take a trade and don't force this. I don't know if this will even give us a setup, but if this thing closes firm and down, I'm going to look for more puts. One
Very.
minute to go, team. I'll circle back into questions after this, man. What was that, Ryan? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say you're going savage mode today. Why the
Well,
hell
I
not?
think I picked up this habit from you.
I mean, couldn't love it anymore. Couldn't love it anymore. And this is not greed, it's not emotion, it's not revenge trading. It's taking advantage of a situation that's presenting in front of us, right?
Right, team, 30 seconds using the same 636 puts, going very, very small on the portfolio. No way to give much money back if it stops us. But let's try to see if we can add a little bit more to our positions. 20 seconds, team. Give us that heavy push down. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to stay away, team. That not a firm candle. And if it was firm, it's just barely firm. I'm not going with that yet. Ryan might have took that. It might have been a firm candle. I just not like the way it was pulling back up towards the last few seconds. Does not mean it won't flush and work. I'm just not going to try to give money back. I wanted it to be a little bit lower and like more firm than what it was. Ryan, did you take it?
Or
Good
I
man.
have oh, geez, sorry. I don't
So no,
want
you're fine. Ryan, if you want to call it, you're more than welcome to. Oh, look at that beauty. If you would have took this, you probably got filled at like 166. I'm sorry, not 166, probably 168 to 170-ish. And it touched 178. So if you're not being greedy, you could get a little bit more money out of the market right now. Looks like Ryan's extracting it. And that's how his portfolio is double mine. I love that for him.
I took a non-traditional entry, and I apologize for having seeds in my mouth.
Oh,
Um,
you're fine, man.
I agreed with you in the fact that it was 50-50 on the close. We had a massive gap. Not actually massive, it's not like enormous, but we had a 2 cent gap when it closed. Typically, you'll get a very quick fill on the gap volume imbalance. And when it bounced off the close of the candle, I entered. So, and I'm not saying you guys should do that, but that I entered maybe just a few seconds after the close. And I'm just being honest. That's where I entered. When you were asking me, I was watching to see if it would bounce off that gap and push lower.
No, you're fine, man.
Because it did fake me out at first. And then I wanted confirmation it was going to use the bottom of that prior candle to push further down. And once you saw the retrace up, but once it closed back, once it moved back below, I took a little bit of a late entry.
No, that's fine, man.
I wasn't gonna say that,
And
but might as
no,
well.
no, no,
Yeah.
it's completely fine, man. I mean, walk us
Yeah.
through the thought process, man. You're a master at this. Man, looks like some people crushed it on this one. John, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Steven knocked out 2.3 per six on the account. Right there it is, man. Steven, you can repeat 2.3 6% on your account every week. Man, you'll have hundreds of thousands of dollars in less than 3 years, my man.
So I was getting half off here at 182.
Love it.
I actually got filled at 168 because of that push back up.
You said you got filled at 168?
Oh, nope, I got filled at 171.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I looked at it wrong here.
Oh, no problem.
So I got not quite 10%. My stops in at 171. It actually touched that next level of underlying support. It was a swing low from right around 220 yesterday. Or one.
Love it, man.
I moved my chart to the Eastern time.
Jen, here's a 2+ year member sharing non-money winning. Although you had a one nice trade, patience. It's still learning, and that's been a slow road. Keep it on, keep going, guys, and learn from hard lessons. You're thinking as it is hunting these days, and anybody who hunts knows patience is. I like that reference, Jen, the hunting and trading. And Jen, also want to just shout out to you for putting it up for 2 years. That's a lot of work and a lot of effort. Like that just shows that you know it works, and you're not willing to give up. I love that for you. Some people crushed it on that trade. Corey, you're up 1.93% on the trade and filled at 170, rode it out to 179. Love it, man. Good work, buddy.
Yeah, that's one of those. I actually I hit buy at market when it was at 168 and it slipped the wrong way for me. So and almost stopped here.
In full disclosure, 1% of your account this morning had mitigated risk down to the trade wasn't moving. The first 5 minute mitigating, then rather following the options intro at -10 has been a recent adjustment that you've made. System is simple, but nooses that make it your own. Yeah, Jen, I couldn't agree. And a lot of that, the system is very clear, right? Like of what we're supposed to do. And that's fine when SPY is distributing exactly the way it's supposed to. But every now and then we'll take trades where we know that there's not enough room for that full 8 to 12%. And we're looking for 6 to 8%. But we also know that the room, once it gets past that level, if it can clear that next key level in there, that we can get plus that on our exiting position. So there is slight modifications and stuff, but for teaching purposes, there's no way to teach that and other than being here in real time and putting in the work.
And the reason we made that adjustment is because our win rate was higher than 65% on it. It was closer to 80, 85. And there's going to be a give and take sometimes between your win rate and your percent win. If you wait, just for those setups that have potential huge draw, you're probably going to have lower volume and probably a lower win rate. But if you take these setups that Jerry's talking about, where we're seeing a higher probability of follow through on the first half and getting stopped, that'll bump your win rate up, but overall percent down. And then you have to decide, is the higher volume with a higher win rate and a little bit lower percent going to gain you more overall? And it has. And so just Jerry and I we're Jerry, you're very, very meticulous about back testing. And if it wasn't benefiting the overall count, we wouldn't take those setups.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm like, I don't like back testing, but I want myself and the group to be as profitable as possible. And part of the job is that to be a profitable trader is to learn from your mistakes and see where you can improve on. So if you're not willing to do that work, at some point your account will suffer from it. So I'm slightly always looking to better improve it for myself and the group, and that's what it takes. So
I shouldn't say I hate it. It's busy work, which I try
it
to.
is.
But it's so important.
It absolutely is. Colin, what's the easiest way to set your take profit? If I earlier said you didn't get filled at a quarter, I think it's just because it happened so quickly, and I sell at market, so it didn't fill me. So when it just set my order on my chart in Webull, and when it didn't sell it, I just canceled it out immediately. It probably would have grabbed it at some point really quickly if I didn't cancel it, but I just took it off because of that. Vienna is 13.5% on the account, on the trade or in your account. Holy smokes. Corey, have a good one, buddy.
Yeah, Jerry, I think I'm going to sign up pretty soon here.
Yeah, I'm out 2 minutes, 11:15. My apologies
Good
for
session,
keeping
man.
everyone late. I was looking for one more. But I mean, all that being said, we'll see you guys around 2 p.m. You guys have a great one. I will circle into these questions on our later one, the ones that I missed here. So my apologies are not getting to them all. I know most people got to sign off by now. So take it easy, guys. Ryan, thanks for everything, man. I appreciate you
session,
guys,
man.
and thank you, man. Appreciate it. See you
Yeah.
guys. See you guys this afternoon.